Om Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today, yesterday actually was the appearance day of Vakresvara Pandit, but today I thought we'd remember him. And after that, we'll look at the 9th canto, questions and answers. Oops.
Vakresvara Pandita Prabhura Bada Priya Pritya Eka Bhavecha Visha Praharayana Nitya. Vakresvara Pandit, the 5th branch of the tree, was a very dear servant of Lord Chaitanya's. He could dance with constant ecstasy for 72 hours.
Whew, 72 hours. Wow, he's powerful soul. In the Gaura Ganadesha Dipika, it is stated that Vakresvara Pandit is an incarnation of Anirudh, one of the quadruple expansions of Vishnu. So we have Vasudev, Sankarsan, Padumna, and Anirudh. So this is who Vakresvara Pandit is, incarnation of. While some others, like Vakresvara Pandit's initiated disciple Gopal Guru Goswami, and many others in Orissa, including Dhyan Chandra, disciple of Gopal Guru Goswami, says in his books that Vakresvara Pandit is an incarnation of Tunga Vidya Saki, an expert singer and dancer, serving as one of Radharani's Astasakis. And so the Astasakis is always nice to remember. We have
Radharani, Lalita, and Vishaka.
Yep. Keep going. Do you remember any others' names? Well, Tunga Vidya.
I will guess.
Guess, yeah, go for it.
I remember Tunga Vidya and Champaka.
Yeah, Champaklata. Good. Anybody else remember any names of the gopis?
Lalita.
Yeah,
We've got Lalita, yeah.
Indulekha.
Indulekha, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Chitralekha.
Chitralekha,
Chitralekha,
excellent,
yes.
excellent. Chitra. You're slightly biased. There's also Sudevi and
Rangadevi.
Rangadevi, yeah. So this is Rangadevi. There's Indulekha there.
Very tough to remember.
Yeah, it can be. The way I remember it is IRS. Yeah.
Who is Vashu Ghosh?
Vashu Ghosh. We've talked about
him. Another associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
Sarudam order. I know. Sarudam.
Yeah, Sarudam, very popular. Champaklata, yeah, you got that Chitra, and Tungavidya. So this is regarded to be Vakresvara Pandit. He was born in the village of Guptipar near Triveni, and he danced wonderfully for 72 continuous hours when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played in dramatic performances in the house of Srivas Pandit. Vakresvara Pandit was one of the chief dancers, and he danced for that length of time. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Vakresvara, I only have one wing like you, but if I have another, certainly I would fly in the sky. Expert at singing and dancing, Vakresvara always pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his service in the Navadvip Sankirtan parties, which he joined from the beginning, the dramas at Shiva Sangam, and the yearly Rath Yatra at Jagannath Puri. He was present from the beginning of Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Navadvip, and after his acceptance of sannyas, he accompanied him to Jagannath Puri. During the time of his residence in Puri, he continued to live with him. Vakresvara was responsible for the deliverance of Devananda Pandit. So this was a really amazing pastime. Devananda was known as the foremost lecturer or professional reciter on the Bhagavad Puran. So these professional reciters are distinguished from those who recite Bhagavatam as out of love When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day heard him in his early days in Navadvip, because Devanand was preaching Mayavad philosophy, the Lord was not happy with Devanand's. So one day, Srivas Pandit went to hear his discourse, and being moved in natural ecstasy of love by hearing the Bhagavatam, he began to cry. But a few of the disciples of Devanand was thinking that Srivas was causing a disturbance, and they chucked him out of that assembly. That was Vaishnava Parad. But Devanand did not stop them from doing that. So he was implicit in that offense. So it's explained there's two types of Bhagavat, the book Bhagavatam and then the devotee Bhagavatam. Srivas Pandit is a devotee Bhagavatam. And for this reason, Devanand became implicated in that offense. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this, he gave many instructions. He told as follows: those who read the book Bhagavat, but do not offer respects to the devotee Bhagavat are simply offenders. Though they may read the Bhagavat for eons, still they will never attain love of God. So the devotee Bhagavat is very important. Devotee Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat are non-different. In order to understand the book Bhagavat, one must first sincerely serve the devotee Bhagavat. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Devanand severely for his Mayavad interpretation of the Bhagavat and his mistreatment of the devotee Bhagavat, Devanand had little faith in Mahaprabhu. So the Lord neglected Devanand and did not bestow his mercy upon him. So this is the Bhagavat, and in relation to the other scriptures, other Puranas, there's so many different Puranas. We won't go through them. Bhagavat stands out as the most important. It's the crown jewel of all the revealed scriptures. It's a ripened fruit of the Vedic desire tree, the literal incarnation of Krishna. And it's a natural commentary on the Vedanta, Mahabharata, Gayatri, and Vedas. It's the cream of the Vedas, and it's the very form of Krishna. Because remember, the different cantos represent different parts of the Lord. Reveals the inner meaning of Vedanta, purification of the conditioned soul and relished by the pure devotee. And it's beyond sensual experience. Inconceivable nature of Bhagavatam is there. It's understood only through the devotees. And it's dear to the topmost devotees. So so many glories of the Bhagavatam. So if you insult a devotee Bhagavat, then you're not going to get much joy in life. So this is a little idea of the different cantos and how they relate to the body of the Lord. As we've been going through the cantos, we've been discussing that. Sometime later, one evening, Vakresvara Pandit came to perform dance and chant the holy names at the house of a devotee from Kulia, across the bank of the Ganga from Nadia. Receiving this auspicious news, Devanand, he proceeded there. And upon seeing these static symptoms of love in the person of Vakresvara Pandit, he became charmed. There was a big crowd, and Devanand, he took it upon himself to protect Vakresvara. He took a cane in his hand, kept the crowd in order so that they don't obstruct the static dancing of Vakresvara Pandit. So when he finished dancing and sat down, Devanand came and offered dandavats to the lotus feet of Vakresvara, who became pleased with Devanand's service and blessed him. Krishna Bhakti Hauk, may you attain devotion to Sri Lord Krishna. From that day, the devotion was awakened in the heart of Devanand. So he served a devotee, and that actually awakened his love for Krishna. Thereafter, when Mahaprabhu came to Nadia, he bestowed his mercy then on Devanand, even though he had been offensive to Srivas Pandit. Because you have served Vakresvara, I have noticed you. Vakresvara is fully imbued with the Lord's transcendental energy. Whoever becomes devoted to him attains to the lotus feet of Krishna. His heart is the personal abode of Sri Krishna. And as Sri Krishna dances, so Vakresvara also dances. Wherever one can get the association of Vakresvara, that place is the sum total of all holy places, as good as Vaikuntha. So this is Lord Chaitanya. Very nice instructions. By Vakresvara's blessings, Devanand was freed from Vaishnava Parad he committed against Srivas Pandit. Then Chaitanya accepted Devanand as one of his own. He also guided Devanand to go to Srivas Pandit and apologize, which he did, of course. In Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya lived at the house of Kashi Mishra, who was the priest of the king. Later, this house was inherited by Vakresvara Pandit, and then by his disciple Gopal Guru Goswami, who established a deity of Radha Kant. So this is the deity of Radha Kant, worshipped by Vakresvara Pandit. Very powerful.
Hey, Prabhuji.
It's in Puri.
Oh, where? It's in
Puri.
It's in this place,
Jagannath Puri.
Kashi Mishra's place in Jagannath Puri.
Oh.
I don't know if we've actually seen this. Okay. Any questions, any comments? Vakresvara Prabhu ki jai.
Just one thing I heard in one of the lectures on Vakresvara Pandit. They said that when Gadada used to recite the Srimad Bhagavatam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vakresvara also would relish hearing the Bhagavatam at that time. So he would always be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he also relished hearing the Bhagavatam with him.
Very good. Okay, let's stop there and